Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com here for my very first box opening video. I have a collector booster box from Murders at Karlov Manor that I'm going to open up here on camera. First things first, I will apologize for the lack of high definition of my camera. I'll have to look into some webcams to invest in that as I move forward with my website, which is CyclesGaming.com. Please check it out. I have a YouTube channel of the same name. Click that subscribe button if you like the videos. I'm gonna have to move my webcam now. Uh, again, we have a bit of a janky setup. You ought to see the books my webcam is stacked on, but also note Frank Miller's A Dark Knight Returns. Great comic if you've never read it. Plus, Deadpool, also great. All right, so here is my collector booster box. The set itself, it's not as much value in it as you would like. The chase rare seem to be Delny, Streetwise, Lookout, which is going to be great in Commander, I think. Ansrag, the Quake Mole, also a great Commander, great in a Commander deck. Massacre Girl, Known Killer. The real money is going to be in the serialized cards, of which there's like maybe 7. They're all of the guild leaders from the set. There's only 250 of each, so even if they're not the most impressive cards, they're going to be worth a lot of money just because they're serialized. Now, Lazov Weaver of Faces has only been printed. There's only 7 serialized cards, so that's going to be the real money. See if we get lucky there and open up anything. Originally, I was going to buy the collector booster pack because I was hoping to get all the clue cards from it, but I guess they're going to be putting those out in a kind of a bundle later, at a later date. So I'll buy those separately because, Clue is my favorite movie. I guess I need to speak a little bit louder and clearer. All right, first collector booster pack from our box. Big money, no whammies, as they say. I'll go ahead and get the knife out of here. All right, so I like to organize my cards in a certain way when I open packs. I put my tokens in one pile. All right, Isram, Agency Chief, alternate art. Looks like it's one of our rares. Not particularly valuable. Ansrag's Rampage. This one I might put into my mono red commander deck. Has some value there. Ransom Note, one of the commander cards. I haven't talked about the commander deck cards for my commander decks. I kind of just want to focus on the main set for the cards from the main set I want to put in my commander decks. Lost in the Maze. All right, so this one I do want to put in my mono blue deck. I talk about it in my article. Barb Servitor, man, I really want to make this card work with I can't, I'm blanking. Blasphemous Act, right? In Modern, where you just do a lot of damage to your creatures. All right, so now we have Wisp, Drinker, Vampire. Looks like we're into the uncommons. I like to put my uncommons in a pile. Alternate art, common goes in a pile. Foil art lands go in a pile. Here's another uncommon. So then we'll just put the rest of the commons. Normally I would put the commons back into their packaging that I didn't want to play, but since they're all foil, I'll keep them out. All right, so I mean we got a couple cards we want to play in our commander decks. That's always good. I wouldn't say that they're chase by any means. They'd probably be $2 or $3 by the. We'll see. I don't even know how much this costs, to be honest. Over $200. So we're gonna need to hit some big card, basically a serialized card, to make our money back. But it is what it is. It's gonna be fun. All right, so we did get a full art foil fetch land, or sorry, not fetch land, but a fetchable land. The Surveil lands, as they're called. So that's a sweet hit. That's the Plains Island Meticulous Archive. That's a good hit. Kylox, Visionary Inventor. Another potential commander. Lots of text. We'll see. 7 mana is a lot. Another commander card from one of the commander decks. I haven't even looked at these cards, to be honest. I bought all the commander decks, but I usually just don't even open them. Save them for some investment in the future. So yeah, rewards drawing cards. It's all right. Kylox is Volt Strider. Mythic. It's our first Mythic. Unfortunately, not a very good one, I don't think. At least not money-wise. It might be okay in standard. I've kind of quit playing standard. All right, so we have another foil surveil land, which is nice. I feel like the value that we're gonna get most likely outside of the chase cards are gonna in a serialized card is gonna be these lands. So that's always good to see. Command answers. I mean, it's a playable common, cool art, foil. All right, now we're into the commons. So in uncommons, so we'll just kind of move quickly through here. All right, well, a couple lands makes me happy. They're fetchable. That's what I. So fetchable lands are going to see playing commander. They're also just a strict upgrade to the temple lands because you can surveil, put it in the graveyard if you want. Fuels all kinds of shenanigans. So that's a strict upgrade all by itself, and the fact that they're fetchable makes them definitely an upgrade. Let's see here. Let me move some things over. It's my rare pile. Okay, so we really want the serialized card. This is my first collector booster box I've opened in a while. I think I got one for Christmas. It's the last time I opened one. Tesa Opulent Oligarch. It's a rare. That's cool. I mean, I think that's a powerful card. It can build around commander or just as a in the 99 of a black-white Orzhov kind of value deck. All right, so Lush Portico, good. Another one of the lands. Always happy to see those, like I said. Here's our first mythic from the commander decks, Feather Radiant Arbiter. Another Barb Servitor, this time full art. Sharp-Eyed Rookie. I feel like this card is going to see some play in standard and basically has evolved. 2 mana, it's a 2/2 with vigilance. I don't think it's going to be good enough to see play elsewhere, but it's intriguing. Auspicious Arrival. We're hitting a lot of these full art foil commons, alternate art. Ooh, it's a unicorn. I think I'm writing an article for zombies. I can't remember. There's actually some high number of unicorns are as a creature type in Magic. Under 100, but more than like 10. So the alternate art I could put in pile, but at this point, I already opened one of those. So this is a beautiful island. So I've opened up a bundle in one box already. I normally buy a couple boxes. I always get a bundle because gives me a place to store the commons that I want to keep handy and all the uncommons. I've learned over the years that don't ever put your uncommons back into the packs or you'll end up spending more time than you want searching through them for that one chase uncommon that goes up to $5 or that you want to play in modern or standard. So I set all my uncommons aside, keep them in the box I get from the bundle. And I like the dice. I have so many dice. I mean, it's just one box, and the bundles used to come in these nice little boxes. You could put your deck in a commander deck. Even now they did this last bundle didn't have it, but yeah, that's just one example of how many dice I have from these bundles. My 1.5-year-old loves playing with them. All right, come on, see your last card. I'll speed this up a little bit. Clue, blood splatter analysis. I just maybe it'll be good in standard. Seems like it's a lot of hoops to jump through in a commander deck, and there are other cards that can do that faster. Meticulous Archive again, this time full art, not foil. Nice. Mythic from the commander decks. I mean, these are like they're mythics, right? Be happy, but you buy the commander deck and you get them. So it's full art foil though, so it's sweet, especially if it's one you want. Hide in plain sight. Yeah, the cloak mechanic. I don't know how powerful it's going to be, but whatever. It's nice to have. Atrada, Deadly Fugitive. So our first mythic from the set, other than that artifact, I guess. Foil, Death Touch, Assassin. I do want to make an assassin deck. I'm sure a lot of people do. And this could be our commander. Wars to Kill. Slice from the Shadows. So this one I want to put in a couple of my decks, I think. In my Hydra deck where X matters, because you get Hydras out of it. It can't be countered. It's a removal spell. It's cheap. It scales up. I like it a lot as a common. Case of the Trampled Garden. I think this could be in a budget build. In a budget life game build, for instance. It's cool to get the foil. Boat some, jet some. I like how these cards are always like 2-word phrases that people say. Escape Tunnel, definitely going in my budget Omnath deck and maybe some others. All right. So, when you're playing with budget decks, at least you can always find something, right? Escape Tunnel, foil, probably be 50 cents max. So far, value not there. We really need to hit some of these chase rares at least. I would love to get the Delny in the Anzrag. I want the Delny from my Alyosha deck. All right, another foil detective. I didn't make, I think I'm on the back. Krinko, Baron of 10th Street, another Krinko. I mean, this one's cool. They're all pretty cool. Playable in the Goblin deck for sure, if not a build around. Argos Cost, Spirit of Justice. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, choose up to one target creature. If it's suspected, exile it, otherwise suspected. So I guess it's slow removal. Yeah, I mean, double strike vigilance, not too impressive overall for commander. Or modern. Immortal Obligation, it's one of the commander cards. Return target creature card from an opponent's graveyard to the battlefield under your control with a duty counter on it. For as long as that creature has a duty counter on it, it is goaded, can't attack you or a permanent you control, and can't block creatures you control. And so maybe it's, yeah, I mean, it's a bit of, it's removal, right? I play a lot of French commander, so it basically functions as removal for me. Prophet's Eidetic Memory. This one I overlooked, I think, for mono blue control after opening one the other night. I could see it being put in the deck. I'm not sure I want to put it in the deck, but you know, you do draw a lot of cards, and the deck has potential for very aggressive starts with the constructs that we make. So being able to pump them for based on the number of cards we draw, I think, it gives you no maximum hand size, and it draws you a card on entering the battlefield, and it's an enchantment, so it sticks around. I mean, I think this card definitely could find a home in mono blue control. So that's cool. Happy to get it. Connecting the Dots, I think, is a rare, could find home in a lot of different decks, just as decks that are going to end up emptying their hand, Spellslinger, for instance, if they play enough creatures at least, because you end up being able to refill your hand at instant speed for just 2 mana after you've emptied your hand and attacked a few times. So I think there's some, that's got an analog with that 1 mana artifact hasty guy that saw some play back in standard. Now I'm blanking on the name of it. Unauthorized exit. Demand answers. All right, so still no chase mythic and no serialized cards. So go on to the next one. Still fun cracking packs. That is for sure. All right. Let's see what's on the back of this. Niv Mizzet Guild Pack. All right, so ooh, that's a pretty sweet back to that clue. Niv Mizzet Guild Pack is a really powerful new Niv Mizzet that's going straight into my Niv Mizzet deck that cares about spells with 2 colors. So I'm excited to see that. Alternate art foil. It is just a rare though, so probably no money hedge mage. All right, another of the lands. Pretty happy about that. Of course, Experiment 12, from the Commander decks. Elf, Lizard, Warrior, 4/4 trample. When it or another creature you control is turned face up, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature equal to its power. Put that many +1/+1 counters. Okay. Yeah, the disguise, cloak, whatever, turn face up. I've never gotten into that. Morph as it was. I mean, it's maybe good in standard. I've never been interested in playing it in a commander deck. Assassin's Trophy full art. Sweet. Love that card. Kellen Inquisitive Prodigy. Interesting. It's a Tale of the Suspect, so it's an adventure card. Human Fairy Detective. Investigate, you may play an additional land this turn. That's a powerful effect for maybe the on-map deck. Flying Vigilance, when it attacks, destroy up to 1 target artifact. If you control that permanent, draw a card. Cool. So you want to blow up your own permanents. Fanatical Strength. That's a sweet alternate art foil. Magnetic Snuffler. It's a mountain. I'm not sure about the mountains or the art that's city oriented. I like my lands that look like nature. Dogwalker, I feel like, is gonna have a home in a budget build of some kind for me. I just haven't built that deck yet. Maybe in, let's see, Mardu. Nope, it's 31, so it wouldn't go in Alyosha very well. Okay, well, we need a turnaround. We need a turnaround. We're about halfway through and we haven't really opened up anything that's near worth the amount of money we spent for this box. Hiding Plate Sight, this time full art foil. I've noticed this about some of these collector packs is supposedly the print run is very random, but you end up getting the same rares over and over again. And when you hit the good rares, it's great. But when you don't hit the good rares, you end up drawing alternate art foil hiding blade sight, alternate art or full art foil, then full art non-foil, then the other one that is. Anyway, there's the Lazoff wearer faces. Unfortunately, it is not serialized. Marvo Deep Operative, another myth. And these mythics from the commander decks, like I said, they're alternate art, full art, foil, things like that. It makes it adds some value, especially if it ends up being a chase commander. But otherwise, you're just getting a card you could pay for by buying the commander deck. Let's see, Octopus Rogue, 1/8. Whenever it attacks, clash with the defending player. Whenever you win a clash, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value 8 or less without paying its mana cost. Fair enough. That's interesting colors for sea monsters, blue-black versus blue-green, but that's nice. Doppelgang. Also interesting scaling up card for Commander. Cryptex, I've looked at this for a while. I still don't think it's very good. Keep looking at it thinking, should I play it? Is it okay? Can I play it? Insect Assassin. Cool. I used to have an insect deck. Insect spiders. Now it's just spiders. It was never very good and still isn't, although with Shelob as your commander, it has gotten better. Aftermath Analyst, great. This is, I'm excited about the foil uncommon. Put it in my budget Omnath deck and maybe in my non-budget Omnath deck. Push Pull, Cornered Crook, Public Thoroughfare, the Mole Scout. Wonder how many moles there are in Magic. Okay, so yep, we got about like 4 packs left. You have to hit any chase cards. At the very least, you hope to hit the chase cards, right? All right, Thopter. Ooh, Underground Mortuary, full art foil. Golgari colors. Nice. There's the Chase Opulent Oligarch. That's what I'm talking about. We've hit her already. You end up, it seems like you just get the same ones. Tangle Grove Kelp, Clue Plant, interesting, from the commander decks. Outrageous Robbery. This one I might play in my X Spells Matter too in the Hydra deck. I'll write about that soon enough. Instant, target opponent exiles the top X cards of their library face down. You may look at and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast it. I play Villainous Wealth in that deck because it's so much fun. This is like a worse version. In some ways worse, in some ways maybe better because you can cast it for the rest of the game. Audience with Tristani. And this can go in the plant, tribal, landfall shenanigan, commander decks, I suppose. Soul Innervation. And whenever one or more creature cards leaves your graveyard, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So this could go into my budget Obnixilis captive Kingpin deck where it's one damage matters, but I just don't have a lot of ways to get creatures from the graveyard. So you kind of have to build around that. And it's just a single card, so I don't know how much that's worth it. Gravecaller though goes well with it. Murder. All right, well, come on. See how many we have left. Looks like we have just 4. Hopefully we won't be teaching all the YouTubers out there watching that this is why you don't buy collector booster boxes. Although really the set is low in value, and then also just the odds. You know, sometimes you open up a bad box, and oftentimes you do. Incinerator of the Guilty. I love dragons, so that's pretty sweet. Not sure if this one's playable in Modern. There's seeing here we hit a Kellen again. This time alternate art. I mean, there's a lot of rares in the set, and yet we're hitting duplicates in a 12 booster packs. Okay, Redemption Arc. Another one of the commander cards. Pyrotactic Performer. Ooh, Urgent Necropsy, foil, mythic. I mean, I don't think it's worth anything. I think it's going to be, I think it will see some play in Commander though, so I feel like this one might go up. Another foil alternate art deduce. It's 2 and back, followed by a non-foil alternate art deduce. Rope. I mean, I love it. I love Clue, so I want to see these types of cards. I want the foils. I want to have them all. So happy to see that. But that's the silver lining for what has been so far a very unimpressive collector booster box. Certainly not worth the money. at least card value, worth the money for the fun, and hopefully the video. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. Enjoy watching me not opening up anything good, but it's not too late. Ooh, Void Finstalker token. Pulsamere Midnight's Light. This, and it came with the token right after it. How convenient. Yeah, it's cool. Elf Wolf Tribal. Seems like fun. Banafar Evolved Enigma. It's another mythic at least. So we're starting to get some of mythics more frequently that are not from the commander decks. Man, I mean, yeah, I guess the cloak makes them colorless, then you put counters on them, then they keep the counters, and it's an ooze. I do have an ooze deck, which is really bad, by the way. Oozes is not, they're not a strong tribe. It's one of the day, if I'm ever teaching someone commander, I usually play that deck first because it's so weak. It does have some power. There are some powerful oozes. They're just few and far between, and they're mostly recent printings. So you draw those, you can have some busted turns. Or like more often than not, though, you just do a whole lot of nothing and die. Knowledge is power. Enchantment. Commander. Creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of cards you draw on this turn. Alright. Seems like a win more card. 10th District Hero. Sure. I think I like it's cool flavor. Doppelgang, this time foil. Again, duplicate rare. Dramatic Accusation. Okay, Island. I did actually play Ooze Tribal and Modern one FNM. Take a guess at how well I did in that one. I do enjoy playing jank in Modern. Keeping Modern janky. Alright. Next, another detective clue or token. Interact Rampage, this time alternate art foil. Pretty sure we opened up one of these in our first packs. Fugitive Code Breaker. Yeah. Trouble in Pairs. This one is actually one of the more expensive commander cards. It's interesting. Might go in my mono white prison deck. It hates on card draw and extra turns. 4 mana is a lot, but it's an enchantment, so that's cool. Synergizes with Sphere of Safety if you want to go that way. No Witnesses, it's a sweeper, so it's nice to have. Synergizes with some artifact shenanigans. Makeshift Binding, alternate art foil, go into my, if I so choose to pick it. This particular art, that is, will go into my budget green-white life gain. Alright. And we're down to 1 pack, folks. 1 pack for all the marbles. Will we get the serialized Lazov? Will we get a Chase Mythic? Neither of which has happened so far. Alright, it's all up to you. It's up to you, booster pack. To gain back all the value that I put into you. You can do it. I have faith. Clue token. Tristani 3 Whispers. Not the serialized, but it's a good one. I think it's a really powerful card. We'll see play in Commander, probably in Standard too. Alternate art foil. Forensic Gadgeteer. At least it's a rare we haven't opened yet. And also it's good for artifacts. Bulb Bender. I think we've missed our serialized slot. Maybe not. Maybe there's one more chance. Coveted Falcon, also a card that could maybe go into a mono blue control deck. Yeah. All right. Well, it looks like we're probably not going to get back anywhere close to our value from this collector booster pack. It is what it is. I've opened up enough booster boxes over the years to be used to the disappointment of a garbage box. Which, I mean, honestly, this was a garbage box. Let's see what our best cards are. I like to usually pull them out. Our mythics, playables, commander. And again, I'm not even thinking about standard. I'm not going to play standard. I don't play standard anymore. I mean, this guy's cool, but not sure how much you can see. I'll fan him back out and make sure it's visible on the camera. I'll put the cards I think I might play in commander as well. Put the lands in a pile. There's another mythic. I've kind of passed a mythic from the commander set. Let's see. Yeah, Pretty disappointing. Assassin's Trophies, always fun. Pretty disappointing box, I would say, overall. I'm just making a pile of rares that I might play. There's a mythic, mythic lands. Yeah, that second pack had the mythic and a bunch of nice lands, and then, man, kind of went off in the maze. We'll play. Yeah, it just didn't even get a single chase. The chase rares are only around 20 bucks anyway on Star City Games, which is always a little bit pricier, but they have, first of all, it's a local business for me. They also are really good about, even their mostly played cards look really good. So we got 6 of the Surveil lands, 2 foil full arts, 1 foil non, and then 5 of the full arts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mythics, probably with the best mythics being maybe from, I'm just sort of spitballing this. If I had to guess, the dragon might see some play, but really, like, they're not very good, not very good. Let me hold out the lands for you. Upside down, of course, but yeah, the rares, playable rares, they're all going to be probably under $5 unless it takes off in standard. Assassin's Trophies, right? No Witnesses, Sweeper, and then there's Trouble in Paris. Well, that's kind of a long video for a lot of hot garbage all out of my collector booster box, but it is what it is. And sometimes, just like in the game of Magic, sometimes you run hot, draw that Fatal Push right on time. Sometimes you flood out with lands. I would say this collector booster box was a lot of flooding out of not much value, but you know what? It was still fun to open. I'm glad I got to make my very first video. So thanks for watching, y'all. This is Johnny Cycles with cyclesgaming.com, and I'll catch you on the next one.